What's up, everyone? This is Adam with Yackleberry on YouTube, and we are actually going to review and talk about the Ascend D10 kayak. So if you're in the market or you're eyeing one of these bad boys, you don't want to miss this video or like a presentation. It's going to be a little different. I took several pictures, spent some time taking some nice pictures of this guy. And one of the cool things about doing it by pictures is I can easily draw on it, which helps me to accentuate some of the features that it has and really give you a good idea, and sometimes very up close and personal, what this guy's about. Then at the end of the video, I actually have some actual video footage of me in the water with my wife, very short, and then we have a video walk around of the boat so you can see that. So definitely stick around. Now the first thing here, we got the picture from the front of the boat, showing you the front style, where it comes to a nice point here. One thing that I did want to mention is you can actually see the line where the boat comes together. So right here at the very top is where you're getting your seam, if you will, for the Ascend D10, where it comes together. So I guess even if it pops the top, you might be all right. You might still float. I don't know. I think I've seen some that have had much lower, seems like much lower lines on the on the sides, maybe somewhere down here. So if we're kind of split in half, you'd be underwater. And I have actually heard of people's some kayaks, of course, lower brands, split in half, but this is not one that'll do it to you. Here's a nice shot of the left-hand side of the broadside of the kayak. You can see where some of these stickers have worn off. The guy I'm the second owner of this particular kayak, and the guy that had it before me was out there, had it for about a year, and he said they didn't get out on it much, so it was almost a brand new boat. And if you look at this picture, you can kind of tell that here's about where the water level is. And I'm about a 200-pound guy, and I don't take a whole lot of gear with me currently, but that's where the water level sits. So you got plenty, and you can almost kind of follow it down. Plenty of boat above water, if that's what you're concerned about. This boat does have a 300-pound limit. That's going to be you plus your gear. And I've heard of people pushing it a little bit. You know, it's going to be up to you. But that's the recommended limit, and we'll see that on a sticker here in just a little bit. Here's another good shot of the side of the kayak that you will be enjoying soon, probably. And of course, you can see a couple more faded stickers going on here. You can kind of get a good idea of the length of this guy, and also take note to the length of the cockpit that you're seeing running all the way through most of the boat. This guy is a 68-inch cockpit. I believe his width is 23 inches at its widest point. That is a very long cockpit. Of course, you have a cargo cover that you're seeing here that you can, of course, remove and basically add as much stuff as you want to get in there. They say that you can take up to a 36-quart cooler if you want to fit back in there, which has led some people to nickname this kayak like a party kayak, you know. So I suppose that some of you fishermen out there want to use it for fishing, you could put you a nice little cooler back there, put you fishing. So, or maybe even a live well of some sort. Here's a great picture of the back you might enjoy. I did this because I wanted to show you the shape, the design of it. You've got this nice fin that really protrudes low into the water, probably from about, I don't know, I'd say from about here down. You're getting all this in the water, which helps for a little bit of tracking. Helps track a little straighter. Now I've taken this out, and you know, I've noticed that if I got a good gust of wind and stuff, she wants to turn and point into the wind like, you know, most kayaks will. But I also know that there are some aftermarket types of rudders that you could put on here, and so you may easily be able to attach that on somehow, either on the back part here or maybe up on this flat back side here. But this part right here that I'm marking on is relatively flat, maybe with a slight bit of curve, but back here is very flat. So if you're someone who has the ingenuity and the DIY go-getter type of attitude, there you go. You might also notice from this picture that there is a fishing rod holder. That does not come on these Ascend D10s. The fellow that owned this one before me took it upon himself to add that in. And so, unfortunately, I can't remove it because it just leaves a big hole. And, I wish the guy would have kept the part he cut out, and I could use it to repair this kayak if I needed to in the future. But anyways, the fishing rod holders do not come with this kayak. And here you can really see where the fishing rod holder's been placed there underneath the bungee cords. But here's a nice right-hand side look at the kayak, very slim to the back, very, very wide along the right-hand side. Here's another good view. I basically just walk around taking snapshots for you guys to be able to see. Oops, didn't mean to do that. One of the things you want to note here is you got the rests for your paddles on both sides here, which is kind of neat. So you don't have to sit them up here and it just roll down the the top, because it is kind of slanted as you can tell. You can also take note of the paddle holder here. It is bilateral, so you can put it on the left side, or you can put it on the right side, whichever one you fancy. So if you're fishing off to the left and you don't want your paddle in the way or whatever, well, stick it on the right. Here's a great shot that shows you kind of the paddle holder spot. It's a very nice deep groove up here that has a nice angle outward on the boat here, so it's not getting in the way. Very strong grip it has on the paddle, and I've used it several times, and works as it's intended to. Here's a good close-up shot of it not latched. And here's one where it is latched, and there's never really any problems so far with the bungee cord or the shock cord or whatever you want to call it coming out of these holes. I've heard that's a problem on some kayaks, but I have yet to see that happen here. Showing you a picture of some of the latches to the cargo cover. Common latches that you're used to seeing, quick release, adjustable. And there's the cargo cover itself. It's made out of like a canvas type of material. It's see-through, but it definitely gives it a type of shade. I think it's more for the look, the slick black look on it and stuff, which is really neat. Of course, they did a great job of printing their logo across that. So it's built very well. It feels very strong. The stitching is very good with nylon strapping, of course, across the top and then across the bottom here. So that's really, really neat. Here is a good picture of the cargo area, if you want to call it that, or the party part of the kayak, or if you took a dog along. Well, as long as you don't put you over the weight limit, as long as you're not taking a mastiff or whatever those kind of guys are with you, you might be all right. And if you're somebody that has 6 or 7 dogs, well, more power to you. But anyways, this is a lot of area that you see here. I mean, it is very, very deep, and you can even go back here probably underneath here with a little bit of added room to store stuff. So there's plenty of area, and even these side walls here that you can see kind of bent down, beside them you've probably got a good 3 or 4 inch gap there that you can slide something. You can see my sponge right here. He would easily slide beside this gap. My first aid slides beside that gap. My case that has my camera and tripods and things of that nature and all the little hookups also slides beside that, so it's very useful. There is a little room underneath the seat, but I wouldn't recommend putting anything that you didn't want crushed or smushed under there, because the seat is so comfortable when it gives, and it's lifted up off the bottom of your kayak, so that way you can be able to have some comfort, have a little bit of give. And here's a good shot from the top where you can actually see the cargo area. And it really, you can tell by the shadow here, the shape of the shadow, how deep of a wedge that is actually going to be put into the water here. So it really drastically comes down, back up, very, very big, drastic wedge there that you have in the middle that's supposed to act as, I guess, like a little fin underneath the boat and helps you to track straight. So that's kind of neat to take note of there. Now here, of course, it's nothing special. It's very common to see, but this is your rubber molded handles, and these screws, they went crazy with them. They're like 8 or 10 inches long down into the bottom of the boat. It goes into some of the great stuff that they squirt in there, I guess, to keep it afloat on the ends or something like that. So, but very nice handles, very easy to grab hold of. I would still prefer the ones that are built in, or actually the polyethylene plastic type, built in side to side, because anywhere I see screws, especially something that's going to carry the weight of the boat, I always assume at some point it's going to rip out on me. Now that may not be the case because this looks like this is pretty well made. So very nice to have these type of handles, something I certainly appreciate. Here's a good shot of the backside with the bungee straps, and of course that fishing rod holder there does not come with it. I wouldn't put one back there anyway if it was me, but I can't take it out. Leave a gaping hole. Nice, great shot right here of the forward, the bow of the boat, I guess you'd call it, with all that bungee strap area. Look at all that area. I mean, it's just a long area of bungee strap, and then you got a nice rubber molded handle here to carry it. There's another good shot of the bungee up front. That's a bad blurry picture. There's the D10 logo. Another shot real up close of the bungee wrapped around the eyelet. Pretty thick bungee. They're not little cheesy ones. Here's a good shot of the seat, which is very important. One of the highlights of this whole kayak is the seat. Because for the seat, you can actually remove this seat. You can actually pull it out of the boat and take it with you up to your campsite if you want to sit on the ground or a little bit off the ground, and you can use it there. It's almost like a stadium type of seat. Now, I've never used it for that. I have my own chairs to sit in, but I'm going to tell you something. The seat is comfortable. I rode in 2 different kayaks so far. One was a Perception, and it was very difficult getting comfortable in that hard seat. But immediately when I got in this one, I've been able to paddle for quite a long time, and it is so much easier and so much more comfortable. So very, very flexible options there. Here's an up close shot of it. One thing I want to draw your attention to is the good stitching. If you look over here, you see that there's two lines of stitching. So there's double stitching, and then you got this guy double stitched on. So you got a lot of stitching holding on. You got double stitching here. Double stitching over here. Everywhere is double stitched. Everywhere is double stitched. So that leads me, and if you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I talk about having something that's double stitched because I want it to be strong so that it lasts. Because the replacement for these seats, I believe, is about $50. So I really don't want to be replacing them. Another thing I want to mention about it, it is steel. So it's a very strong steel mold, tubed seat there. So great seat, great seat. Here it is folded up. It does lean forward and kind of fold down. I have transported the kayak with the seat in it, no problem. There's a way to lock it into place into the boat a little bit so it doesn't come flying out, but I've never had a problem with it even coming close. Now here's a shot of the boat without the seat in it, which really gives a good depiction of how huge that cockpit is and all the room you have to work with, plus a little bit up front here in the bow area here. Now here I think in this picture you can also notice the guy that is the other fishing rod holder here. There was one towards the back there, but he also put one up front. So anyway, nice open area. I think it's a good visual shot. How much room you got here. And we're going to talk about this guy where the seat fits in here in just a minute. Here you can see, and I think we get an even closer up look of the where the seat actually plugs into. Nice side shot with the seat missing. It shows you where the this is actually where the cargo net actually clicks on, right by where the seat is. Here's a good shot, great shot of how the seat plugs in. It has a nice little axle that comes out with a washer, and the washer is about yay big. Okay, it comes off that axle, and it basically just drops down here, locked behind that, all the way to the bottom. So it keeps it from coming forward and it keeps it from going backwards. And so you're pretty much locked into place, which is very nice. This is a very thick, and if all the boats made, if the whole boat is made with this thick of polyethylene, we're in good shape. It is a stout boat. Here's a tag that just shows you one person's for 300 pounds. I think it's really awesome that that it's made right close to where I live. That's kind of awesome. Didn't know that. Here's a good shot of the back where the filling is, and you can see where that huge screw that comes in from the top is going all the way into this great stuff. It's just really crazy. You can also see that I sawed off part of the fishing rod holder because it's stuck like way down here, and it was blocked so much potential room. It's crazy. Here's a shot of the front where you can kind of see of course the two foot pedals that are easily movable. Again, right here you can see the other place that he put the fishing rod holder, and it like protruded way down here. It didn't touch, it was way down here. I don't understand why they're so long. So anyways, I ended up cutting all that off, so I got all this room. Great shot from the front of the boat to the back. Really helps you to see the swells, and we'll see that too when we tip up the boat upside down. Here's a shot of the seat on the ground when it's taken out. And there's, of course, the adjustment for the seats. Very common, but it's nice for people to know that it has the ability to be adjusted. Now this is a shot of the actual side of the seat off the ground, so about how high this guy sits off the ground, which is, I don't know, just 5 or 6 inches, but enough for you to sit in and have a little bit of give and keep you off the ground a little bit, especially if it's cold ground. So very nice, very, very nice seat. Have I said it was a nice seat? Here's a great shot of that side axle that has that washer kind of at the end that actually plugs into that boat where I showed you a while ago. It slides down in that little notch. Very nice. Here's a shot of the boat holding the old paddle on the side. Nice looking. Holds it very strong, very tight. Don't have to worry about losing your paddle. And here it is on the other side. So you can see that is can be used bilaterally. And just some nice shots. Here's where you have the bottle, water bottle carrier or soda, whatever you drink, and then some catch-all trays on the side. It's kind of neat. Which is, whatever you can think of putting up there. I got a small tackle box, so I can toss a little small tackle box up in there. Another good shots of it up close. Here's the little drain plug. Extreme close up on the drain plug. Another shot of the drain plug. Okay, now we got the boat upside down, and you can really be able to tell that you've got this long, deep fin that sticks out, but you also have these huge swells on the side of this boat, which help with stability. Everything that helps with stability. The side swell is going to help with stability. That huge fin going down the middle is going to help it track a little bit. Look how much of this boat in the front sits in the water. That's a lot. That's a lot of boat that sits in the water. It really helps to keep it going straight. And tracks very well. Another shot of it. Bad shot of it. Another bad shot of it. That shows it all scraped up too. And this thing will take a beating and nothing really happens to it. It's been dragged quite a bit. Here's a nice shot of the swells that come from the side of the boat. Big, huge ones that dip down, come up here, bloop, dip down again, and a big old swell. So, left to right is not so scary or whatever. I think it's like 28 inches fully across left to right. I think it is. Real nice shot of it right here. It shows you how the bottom part is. When I was watching tutorials on this, it was almost impossible to see the bottom of the boat. Nobody ever showed it. So I'm showing a lot of the bottom of the boat. That's from the back side, where you could probably put on that rudder or something if you really wanted to. That's the side of the boat. And that's it, guys. So thanks so much for watching and hanging there for the video of us kind of paddling around a little bit in it, so you can kind of see them in motion. And I want to encourage you guys that if you find these type of videos helpful, if you like the kayak camping that we're fixing to bring you and all the other overviews I'm showing you of the gear that I've been putting together for my kayak camping, I would definitely ask you to subscribe, because there is a lot more coming. The whole purpose I use this channel for is because I know there's a lot of people that can't get out there like we do, that can't afford to get the gear that we do, even though we don't spend a whole lot. Or they may not have the health to get out on the water, and they're missing out. They're missing out on a lot of things. So my purpose is to take you all along. You are the camera. You get to come along. You can enjoy the fishing time with me. You can enjoy the float time. You can listen to the sound of the paddle in the water with me. You can just almost like it was right there with you. You can also sit next to the fire with us. You can help us cook up some fish. You can almost taste the fish in your mouth. You can understand what it's like to paddle all day. You can feel how it would be to relax after that and just enjoy a good outing. So that's why we're bringing you along. So if you think that's something that you would find very awesome, definitely consider subscribing. Always give a thumbs up if the video was helpful to you, or if you enjoyed it in any way, shape, or form. Also, I'm going to put a link in the description that goes to my website. I've got a new website up that has my Amazon store in it. It's got some blogs taking place on it. Also has a little bit about me. And so look for that. And we'll see you on the next video. Enjoy the footage.